6'2", 200 pounds, plays like he's lifting 3 plates every single day in the weight room. Catches the fade ball really well and blocks really well. So that's kind of those 6 guys are the best out of all of us.
With a guy with X amount of years under the belt, what have you learned from Bryson?
So obviously Bryson's been hurt a little bit, but we've had the ability to kind of grow together, and because we came in together, right? We came in together, so we got really, really close early on. So we've watched film, we've gone over plays with longer together, just done stuff like that, been on the whiteboard together. His thing I think I've kind of adapted from and kind of learned from his approach to everything, like practice every day. Being a college football player, obviously he has 2 years under his belt. He played a lot last year, caught a lot of footballs. So his approach as a football player and as a person to the game, I think that's something that I've really kind of adapted to and caught on to.
This is a loaded question. I'm warning you off the start. If all of you receivers were to line up for a 40-yard dash, how many would lose to Coach Brown?
How many? None. I don't think a single one here would lose to Coach Brown.
Then I'll beat him.
I think we all.
He's going to answer that question differently. You know that, right?
I think we all beat him. I'm confident in my room. I'll put money on it too.
In all seriousness, though, I mean, he's out there running with you.
Oh yeah,
it seems very competitive. Is that what stands out about him?
I mean, the fact that he's just so far, he's not even that far removed from football himself is awesome. You know, you have a guy that's knowledgeable, got the game. I think my thing is I love guys that have been in the situation that I'm in, and they kind of see it from the same lens that I've seen it from. So I think his want to really improve us as a whole and improve us as individuals is really something that sets him apart from the rest of college football. And then also the fact that, like you said, he's really competitive. He goes out there, he runs routes with us. He shows us exactly what he wants us to do. And then he emphasizes being a good person. I think that's really important, and that's something that I know my parents wanted me to be around a coach that wanted me to improve myself as a perfect person, whether it's like spiritually or just wholesomely, morally. So, and I think that's something he really does.
Can you expand on that, like what he does to kind of bring that out?
I think it's just the fact that he's a family man. Like, we've been around his family so much. We pray after every single practice. We do all these different things. Like, we've done community service together. We've had the ability to grow together as a unit and get closer, but also grow as men. And I think that has a lot to do part in him and the way that he approaches it. Because I know Chris Brooks asked a question yesterday. He was like, can I, because I know Chris Brooks is just coming back right now. He was hurt. He's obviously a big body guy. He's like, can I go out there and hit somebody? Like, these are my teammates, but can I hit somebody? And Coach Brown was like, yeah, go hit somebody. I love it. As long as you're a good person after the play and after we got out of practice. And that was something that I really caught my ear on, because he wasn't even talking to me, but it caught my ear. I was like, yeah, I love that. You should be a good person. When you're out there to compete, be a good person other than that.
Talking about growth too, I mean, 7 practices in, and how are you guys feeling in terms of growth as camp continues?
Yeah, I mean, I think every single day the offense gets better, and that's typically the case with offenses, especially new ones, right, in fall camp. Obviously, you have all spring ball together, but that's kind of like the feeling out period. We're kind of learning who each other are, learning what everyone's good at, learning the offense in general. So as you go through fall camp, you kind of fine-tune those things, and you really excel beyond just what you did in spring. So I think we've really excelled, and we continue to compete at a high level against the defense, because our defense is they're no like chip off the block. They're guys out in their own right. So just our ability to go out there and compete with them every single day and never really put our head down. And after maybe we have a bad practice or one bad period, I think we have the ability to go out there and bounce back, and that's something that the offense, especially at this level, needs.
What do you think you guys got from that whole Platteville experience?
Yeah.
Building the team.
In terms of building the team, I think it was just an awesome experience itself, because obviously we were out there kind of isolated from everything else, and all you can do at that point is play football. And for me, I related to like military camp, right? Why do you go to military camp? Why do they do stuff like that? It's to grow as people and to grow as a group, kind of figure out who you are in that time and figure out, how much you love football, right? Because you're locked away playing 17 hours of football all day. You really learn that you love it. And I think that in that time we learned that we love football, and then also we love each other as individuals. We love each other, we love the group. And I heard someone say while we were doing one of our Bible sessions, it's like, hey, we're going to be a very good football team. I truly believe that as well. Someone else said this, but we're going to be a really, really good football team. We're going to win a lot of football games, but we have to stay within our own heads. Like, you can't get too cocky. You got to be level-headed and take it day by day. And I think that's something we did in Platteville, and that was awesome. And that's something we want to carry through the season.
So, you went to USC or picked this place over all the other offers you had if you didn't think this team could win big and quickly, right? Is that fair to say? Am I getting that right?
100%.
What made you think that?
Obviously, you have the track record of someone like Luke Fickell, a guy that won at a high level in the American Conference, a conference that's not Power 5, but not necessarily not getting Power 5 guys, but you know, he won at a high level. He did all the little things, and I think that's really what set him apart, was like the little things. He had the ability to go and win.
Get Skylar over here.
And then you had Coach Longo, who was a guy that's won over in the ACC. So, I mean, the culture of winning is there, and I think the culture of winning within Wisconsin was there as well. Wisconsin hasn't had a losing season in quite some time. That's something I really took account of early on. And you can tell just by the way these guys kind of approach the game, approach practices and workouts. So I came in, I met some guys when I was on my visit, and I knew that these guys are people that wanted to win and were ready to work because of the way they kind of, not necessarily recruited me, but they wanted me here, and I'm talking about the players specifically. Like, they wanted me here because they wanted to win football games, and that's what I'm about. So that's why I made the decision to come in here.